You might have never seen this shoe, but it looks good. It's from a major brand, and we thought that we had to review it for you out there who can buy it, and also for you out there who can't buy it. Because if Li-Ning is coming one day to different markets, then you might want to know what this shoe is worth. Hey everyone, and welcome back on the channel. My name is Alex. In today's video, we are reviewing the Li-Ning Feidian 5.0 Elite. This is not the Ultra. The Ultra is the bigger sister, bigger brother of this shoe. This is kind of the Vaporfly equivalent, where the Ultra is the Alphafly equivalent. Don't quote me on that, but this is a bit how this lineup is made. They also have the Li-Ning Feidian Challenger 5, version 5, which is kind of that up-tempo shoe coming with the fast lineup at Li-Ning. This is the middle of the fast lineup at Li-Ning. We might review the Ultra as well down the road, but for now we're looking at the Elite. Looking at the specs, I do not know them. However, I know that this shoe is World Athletics approved, so 40 millimeters in the heel. It does feel like a 6 to 8 millimeters drop. It's probably not less than that. I think the Ultra has a lower drop, but the Elite is in that 6 to 8 millimeters ballpark. And let's wait to get it right here on my scale, just to get a sense of how heavy or lightweight it is, depending on the case. This is 226 grams, making it a good weight for a race day shoe. This is probably, sub-average. If you're taking all the racing shoes on the market at the moment, this is probably below the average, and in my size, actually quite competitive. As a reminder, the OG Vaporfly Next Percent, or just Vaporfly Next Percent, was 217 grams. So this is just 9 grams heavier than one of the best racing shoes of all times. This shoe is only available in some markets where you can find it at around $200 euros, a bit less, a bit more, depending on the currency exchange rates, and on the country in which you are buying it specifically. Let's look into the upper of this shoe. We have a semi-booty-like construction because you can see the eyelet chain is actually wrapping a bit the tongue, but the tongue is a one-piece tongue integrated within the rest of the upper. The material is interesting. It's very, as you can see, almost baggy here in the forefoot. Even in the midsole, you can really play with it. There's a lot of material. We'll come back to it in the fit section of this review here in a second. You do have that small pad here that is supposed to protect the top of your feet from lacing pressure. I did have a bit of lacing pressure, however. The heel is probably the best part in this upper, well constructed, well padded. It is not super stout nor super pliable. It's that in between, but you can definitely see that it has a bit of give to it. The laces are the right length. They're nothing specific and special. They are kind of boring laces, if I'm being honest. The insole sock liner is glued in the shoe, but is removable. You can just pull on it and remove it if you need to put your orthotics in the shoe. Looking at the fit, we have a relatively long, but most importantly, very wide fit. As you can see on the footage now on your screen, I had a lot of space around my feet, actually in each shoe, and everything right here was just empty. The fit is not ideal. The heel and the midfoot are average sized. They're not too wide. The lockdown is actually quite good here in the heel. I'm not a fan of booty constructions, and this is not my favorite booty construction at all. So, overall, not a fan of the upper design, but the worst part about the upper, for me at least, is how roomy the forefoot is, both in terms of height, so volume in general, but also width. If you need more volume and more width in your race day shoe forefoot, this is definitely an option for you. And this is, again, we're saying very often on the website on metaendurance.com and here on the channel that shoes are not good or bad, they're just meant for different runners. And this is a very good example of that. Looking at the midsole, we have a PBA-based midsole. It's always very hard to know what type of midsole we have on some of the Eastern manufacturers' shoes. But this one is definitely, in my opinion, PBA-based at least. 40 millimeters of stack height in the heel, or a bit less, but I believe it's around 40. I would say 33, 34 in the forefoot, and a carbon plate that you can see right here through this void. There's also a small window here through which you can see it. And you can also see it right here through that tiny window or hole that you have here. How does it ride? It's on the softer side in the heel. So if you're a heel striker or heel to midfoot striker like I am, you can definitely experience some comfort and good landing experience, pleasant landing experience. It's pushing you because of that bounce of the foam. It's pushing you very quickly to your forefoot, and it's kind of forcing you to use that kind of early stage rocker. As you can see, it's not necessarily super early stage, but the toe spring is very high, and it is designed in a way that the soft heel is propelling you to the forefoot and really making you use that very long and high toe spring that you see right here. This results in a shoe that is more aggressive than what I think people racing the marathon would need. This is more of a 10K half marathon shoe. I enjoyed running at faster paces in the shoe because, again, it's pushing you, and that's also maybe why I was racing a bit faster than I wanted to. This shoe is an aggressive, explosive shoe with a wide forefoot and a reasonable price point. Stability-wise, the heel is not super wide, so no inherent stability. The forefoot is actually quite wide, so if you are pronating at a late stage in your stance, you might be interested in this shoe. Again, not just for the width of the upper material and how roomy and accommodating it is, but also the width of the forefoot itself, which will kind of, moderate your pronation if you're pronating again at a later stage in your stance. The stability in the heel is not bad, but it's definitely, again, like I said, softer in the heel, so you do have a bit of that collapsing happening if you're landing in the heel. And the outsole, I have a hard time commenting on it because I ran only on dry surfaces with the shoe as of now. If I use it in the wet, I will let you know, but the coverage is very, very thin. You do have a very thin layer of outsole rubber, and I'm afraid that it might wear out a bit faster than on some other race day shoes. If you have access to Li-Ning shoes in your country, you're looking for that 10K half marathon shoe with a wider, more accommodating forefoot, explosive ride, this might be a shoe for you. If you don't have Li-Ning in your country, some other options are also good and could be similar to this. So, basically you're not missing out on anything spectacular. We'll see where it lands in my next race day shoe tier list, but I can already tell that it probably will not land in the top tier, the God tier in the tier list video, at least as of now. Let's see how it changes. Thanks a lot for watching. Let's link to the review of let's do Adidas Adios Pro 4, why not? Not much in common with this shoe, but hey, it's also interesting to see the diversity of race day shoes on our channels. See you soon. Thanks a lot for watching. Enjoy your run today, enjoy your ride, and go beyond your limits. I will see you in the next one.